Greetings and salutations, adventurers. Today, we will be taking a look at the Quickstart options. Alright, we're gonna start off this series by taking a look at the fantasy genre. And we're gonna be taking a look at Chosen. Her name? Rag. Wow, they put a lot into these settings, as you can see here. Let's take a quick look and talk a little bit about it. So it starts with, you're a storyteller of a heroic saga. Continue unfinished sentences. Good. Write in second person. Write in second person present tense. You are. So if you're like me and you like to write in third person, you can actually just erase this line or any lines mentioning that. But you are also going to have to go into the story proper and delete every mention of you, which is it's a bit of a hassle, but it's worth it if you like to play in third person. Otherwise, most of these quick starts are going to be in second person, which I don't mind playing once in a while, honestly. Alright, so let's see what else they put in the AI instructions up here, which is a very powerful tool indeed for how you want to create your story. They put themes. Oh, that's pretty cool. So you could put themes in here. The mystery of the rune sword. Powerful yet difficult to master, and its growing connection to the protagonist. The hidden answers, moral ambiguity with understandable motivations for all characters. A coming of age against a backdrop of kingdom-wide strife. Wow, if that actually works for your story, I haven't actually tested it out because I don't make epic long stories like this. Usually I just make little short stories. So cool, if you want an overall theme for character motivation within the story, I guess that's what it's gonna put. Wow, it has a factions little thing over here. So factions, loyal to the absent king. And then there's Athelreds, supporters, common folk, and Aurum Magnae raiders. Interesting. So before, if you were to watch my how to create a scenario guide video thing, I recommended that you would put things like factions and stuff like that within the story cards. But now that I'm looking at this, I guess that maybe, I haven't even seen if it works yet in the story, but this looks like a way better way of doing it if you want factions like this. So I'm gonna assume that also you could put like the factions and then put like a little thing of what they do. That makes me, I wonder if there's like a word limit to AI instructions. If not, that would be crazy, because then you could just input, everything that you want in your story cards, or at least the things that is going to be important in your story. That's interesting. I might make another how to create a scenario or how to create a story thing, if I understand this correct. If I take the time to really delve into this and understand how it plays out in a actual story game. So they also put draw inspiration from Arthurian legends. All right, that's cool. It's telling the AI to incorporate Anglo-Saxon folklore. Wow, oaths of kinship, stuff like that. Okay, so you can also have, I guess, the morality, the religion. You can add these themes to your game as well. All right, let's get back into it. So we're going to take a look at plot essentials. So we talked a little bit about that in how to play multiplayer. You could put your character, see what's their backstory, what's important to them, weapons, relationships with like your family, friends, loved ones, region Athelard. Okay, look at that. So in plot essentials, maintaining his grip on power. So also it kind of negates the use of character cards to a certain extent. That's quite interesting. I don't know how this works, but story cards use a token system. I don't know if they've changed that now, but it looks like for the characters that you want in your immediate, in your game, you could put it right here and it will talk about them, and it gives a little backstory, and it's going to use them because it's in plot essentials. And then author's note, of course, a character-driven saga that blends historical inspiration with mythic elements, with moments of hope, friendship, heroism, shining through the grimness of war and political corruption. Wow. Awesome. That's really cool. Let's check if they have story cards. Nope, they don't. Interesting. Changes the game. Maybe. I don't know if there's a word limit here either, actually. Let's just keep holding enter until it stops, if it ever does. Okay, I'm gonna stop there and... Wow, holy cannoli, that's... Oof. That is a lot of words. Let's put a 1 over here and then see if I could... Oh my gosh, it's going even further down. Holy snap. You can put a whole book in here. I kind of want to check for this one too, actually. Let me try it. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh my goodness. Wow, okay, great. So it doesn't look like they put a word count. I don't want to just hold the number 1 the whole time and see how far it'll go. It looks like, yeah, you could put a lot in this thing. So, hey, take advantage of it, I'd say. Honestly, probably would recommend not putting anything in story cards now after this. Except for factions if you're creating a game. I would just recommend at this point putting story cards as well, we'll talk about it. If I ever make another one, we'll talk about that. But it's just interesting. This is my first time really using this too, so quite interesting. A lot of possibilities. Let's get back into the story and continue on with this video, shall we? This is probably already gonna be like 10 minutes. Okay, let's go. The morning mist has lifted from the grove by the time you finish practicing the forms with your brother's sword. You still think of it as his, even though it's been a year since they dragged him off to war without so much as a pair of boots to his name. One day, Edgar, I'm just gonna say it like, Edgar will come back to claim it, and everything will go back to the way it used to be. You hold the sword up to the light, watching the runes inscribed on the flat of the blade shine. As your eldest brother, Edgar, liked to lord it over all of you. But you're pretty sure the sword's runes never sparkled like this for him. He was right to hide it here. A weapon this fine must have once belonged to some great hero. Where did a farmer's son like your brother get his hands on it? He took that secret with him to the army. A horn blares in the distance. Not the Reeves call. Something's amiss. You run for the village. At the crest of the hill, you halt. Below, you see knights thundering through the streets, their tabards resplendent with a golden fleur-de-lis. Did I say that right? Fleur-de-lis of Aramagni, the kingdom Edgar was sent to fight. Oh shoot, okay. So it looks like the Aramagni are the bad guys. I thought that they were here to take me too. They're coming to take me, coming to conscript me too. Nah, it doesn't look like it. Whatever resistance the village put up has been crushed. Flames lick the thatched huts, screams split the smoky air. You spot your parents, heads bowed under heavy iron shackles. Soldiers prod them with swords, leading them towards wagons laden with prisoners. An Aramagni knight on an armored horse towers over them, barking orders in his strange tongue. You tighten your grip. Oh no, you're still carrying the sword. In your rush, you forgot to return it to its hiding place in the grove. That don't sound like a bad thing. Your sister, oh my goodness, what is this? Sinithrith appears at your side, eyes wide as she peers up at the sword in your hand. What do you think you're doing? She says, tugging at your sleeve. Come on, they'll kill you for a sword like that. In the village below, the knights on the armored horse look up at where you stand on the hill, holding the rune blade up to the light. Let's take a look actually now. I forgot to check. Oh, okay, so we're on Madness. You can play whatever you want. I'm going to put it back on Mixture, I'll be real. Best model. Still up to date. I do like Madness, though. Let's, retry this. Let's retry it 3 times to make sure. Oh, there it goes. Okay. That's more of the, pros that I'm used to with Mixture. Alright. A tense silence hangs in the air, and then the distant sound of hooves grows louder. Sinithrith. Girl, can I call you Sin? Or no. Sinny? Sinithri. Sinithri? Never mind. Sinithrith's grip on your sleeves tighten. Your parents are herded onto a wagon, their heads turned away as if they cannot bear to witness whatever is unfolding on the hill. The Aramagni knight dismounts and starts up the slope towards you, leaving his horse to nuzzle at the turf. That's a little weird. We're gonna... That's a little off. We're gonna retry that. Okay. We can go with this one, I guess. His eyes widen in surprise, then narrow with suspicion. He points at you and shouts something to his soldiers. They dismount and start climbing the hill, swords drawn. Sinithrith grabs your arm again, her fingernails digging into your skin. Rack, we have to go! But you stand your ground. The rune sword feels alive in your hand, humming with energy. So I put, you lift up the rune sword and aim it at the knight on the horse, willing the blade to do something. The action feels natural, like you know something will happen. But will it though? A faint glow emanates from the runes, and you hear a whisper-like echo of ancient words. The advancing soldiers falter, hesitating at the sight, but the knight's gaze remains fixed as he unsheaths his sword, which seems to drink in light rather than reflect it. What does that mean? His voice rings out across the hill, commanding you in his foreign tongue. Bros, does he have a magical sword too? Oh my goodness, I'm cooked. Where did you get your sword? The same place my brother did? You don't understand his words, but the tone is clear. Surrender or die. Sinithrith's grip on your arm tightens, her fear palpable. Your heart pounds in your chest as you weigh your options. You could run, but the knight would surely catch you, and if you fight, can you really win against such a formidable opponent? I'm gonna fight. I'm a man. Alright, I put, you push Sinithrith away. Run. I'll distract them. Take the sword and save our parents one day. I'm sure my sacrifice will be worth freedom from Aura Magni's reign, you say before handing her the sword. Sinithrith's eyes widen, but she takes the rune sword without argument. You watch as she disappears in the forest, her figure swallowed by the trees. The Aura Magni Knight charges at you, his sword gleaming in the sunlight. You stand your ground despite fear gnawing at your insides. You clench your fists, ready to fight. I'm actually gonna erase that. I'm gonna say, you pick up a stick. Please let me stop. Pick up a nearby stick and brace yourself. But you rush towards the charging knight with your stick, raising it high and screeching like a boy not yet grown, and probably never will be. Let's see what happens. The knight's laughter echoes through the air as he easily deflects your blows with his sword. The sound of metal ringing in your ears. His horse snorts and prances beneath him, impatient with the delay. Enough! The knight roars, grabbing your wrist and twisting until you drop the stick. You think a stick can harm me? I could crush you with one hand. As he forces you to drop the stick, you catch it with your other hand below it and stab between his armor at the hip. Wow, this better work. I seen it in TV. The knight stumbles back, surprise etched on his face. You've managed to wound him, but the blade of your stick is broken, and the impact sends a jolt of pain through your arm. How hard am I stabbing him with the stick? The knight regains his composure, his expression turning from surprise to anger. You insolent worm, he snarls, gripping his sword with both hands. He raises it above his head, ready to strike. You lift your stick in the air to deflect his blade. Please don't let me get away with this. What? Okay. I did not retry this. This is what the AI put for me. The impact is deafening as the knight's sword shatters your stick. At least that's accurate. Sending splinters flying. You brace for the pain of the blow, but it never comes. Instead, you find yourself staring at the rune sword, now in the knight's hands, gleaming with a faint blue light. The knight's face contorts in fear and confusion as he drops this rune sword, stumbling back. Weird. All right. You know what? I'm gonna end there with that one. And I'm also gonna say, damn, weird. Okay, so that was a look at the chosen one. We actually did pretty good. I survived for a bit, and honestly, it looks like I'm gonna survive for a while. I was hoping he would kind of, cut into my head, and then I would end it there, but the AI don't want to make sure that I fail. Let's actually just retry and see if it does, if I do die. That'd be cool. Okay, so this one's a little more realistic, where he says, the blade comes down and says, "You're lucky I have need of slaves, not corpses, but I do want to die. Please kill me." Oh, she comes back. Hey, look at that. Our sister comes back in this one. Okay, now this one I'm actually an action star here when I roll out the way. Alright. You know what? I'm just gonna have them kill me instead. I'm gonna put Gritty. Describe him cutting through. Alright. Okay. So we put Gritty. Describe him cutting through my stick and cleaving my head in half. Let's see you do it, AI. Please. I think you're immature. Okay. Please kill me. You didn't do what I said. Okay, so it's gonna cut me in the shoulder and tell me to surrender. Okay, let's see if this one goes on. Raising the sword for a final blow. Adieu, insignificant insect. He sneers and brings the sword crashing down. Please kill me. Please. This is all I want. I want to know that I can fail. Okay, cool. So, it did not do what I said and instead makes me live. Alright, please. No, stop saving me. No. Oh, cool. She comes back to save me again. Kill me. I'm just gonna... Oh my gosh. Alright, so I'm gonna... put... Let's try that again. Hit the Gritty. And, describe... him cutting my head in two. Let's put that. Describe him cutting my head in two. No, doing it again. Okay, actually let me check if I am on mature. I am on mature. You know what? Maybe Mixtural is a coward. Let's try putting it on madness and seeing if it does anything. My goodness. How hard is it to die? No. Let's just, retry this a couple times. Oh, good. Great. Look at that. We finally died. So you try to dodge the knight's killing blow, but your movements are too slow and clumsy against his practiced might. The sharpened edge of his sword kisses your flesh, then sinks deep. Pain sears your vision white. Hot blood splashes the ground. The world starts to dim. A terrible, dawning realization slowly pierces through the haze. He's decapitated you with a single swing in an instant, with contemptuous ease. Wow. Beautiful. Adieu, insignificant insect, he says. Alright. Well, this kind of opened my eyes. It looks like Mixtural ain't gonna help you none if you want to tell, like, a mature story, so... Good to know. Good to know. So, I would recommend that if you want to get into combat then, it's pretty simple. If you want a Gritty, and you know what, this is it's very descriptive, so... When you get into combat, I would recommend now that you go into madness. It'll be way more descriptive, and you have a chance of dying. Mixtural does not want to kill you. Alright, Editor Kun here, and I just realized how long each of these choices are gonna take. So, to, I guess, maybe retain people's attentions, and to avoid making this video like 4 hours long, I'm actually going to be doing I'm gonna be doing like one video for literally each choice within the genre. So I guess I'll have more videos to make, but these should come out sooner than later. They're quite easy to make. It's just the video is gonna be really long. So until next time, guys, we're gonna take a look at Princess. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye-bye. Greetings and salutations, adventurers! Today, we will be taking a look at the